All right, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Card Therapist. And I am here talking about the top 10 cards I am watching on PWCC's auction ending Sunday, September 3rd, 2023. I hope everyone is doing well. College football season starting, NFL season starting next week. I don't know about you guys, but I am super, super, super pumped for it. So yeah, that's about it. That's what's going on, right? I mean, it's fall time. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling, but I am feeling amazing. I'm going to be actually heading out to go to a Greek festival pretty soon in probably about a half hour. There's numerous fairs going on. I hope everyone has a great Labor Day weekend. And yeah, so let's get started. Let's start talking about the top 10 cards I am watching on the PWCC auction this week. So the first card that I am watching is this T206 Christy Mathewson white cap with the sweet cap roll back. This is a PSA 5 top 15% PWCC eye appeal. And I know Christy Mathewson is someone that, I feel like every week I'm bringing up a Christie card, and that's for good reason. That's because the guy is an absolute legend. And so talking about Christy Mathewson, I mean, his win-loss record, right, for pitching, his win-loss record is 373. I have no idea what I just did right now. His win-loss record is 373 and 188. Lifetime ERA of 2.13. I mean, the guy has what, 550 decisions, which is nuts. 550 decisions, which is nuts. So here we are. This is with the white cap. Beautiful color on this thing. Sharp edges, sharp corners. Great registration. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous copy. And at the time of filming this on Saturday, the day before, so there's about 36 hours left. It's already at 2,900. So this is a beautiful card. Someone's going to get a great card in their PC for this. Next is a T206 Nap Lajoie Portrait PSA 6. This is a top 30% PWCC eye appeal, and this is already at 3K. So Nap Lajoie, man, what a I mean, this guy's got a pretty rich history, and if you watched my reel that I made on Instagram, you know that I talked about him in the 1933 Gaudi set, and I talked about all the controversy around that. And sometimes I feel like that does overshadow what an incredible player Knapp actually was. So the guy played for 21 seasons, has over 3,200 career hits, lifetime batting average of 339. Think about that. Lifetime batting average of 339 with over 3,200 career hits. And he was a manager too. He was a manager with a lifetime winning percentage of 550. So incredible card. Great yellow. Love the contrast of this. I love how the colors feel like a little bit dull, but not on the card, not on this copy itself. I mean, just in general, I think the way that this was made is kind of got like the mustard yellow that kind of fades into like the gray. I think it looks incredible. So great centering on this card, great edges, great corners. I mean, great registration. What else could you ask for? I mean, there's a reason why these get these eye appeal stickers. And as of right now, this is at 3K. So 3K right now. Richard Price, best sports time of the year, he says. Listen, Richard, I completely agree. Best sports time of the year is the fall, and there's not even like a close second. Maybe the spring, maybe, but no, not even, right? It's unbelievable. Definitely the best time of year. So the third card that I am watching is this 1933 Gaudi Babe Ruth number 149 SGC2. And this is the card that I actually did a full reel on. I did a full reel on this, which is like a 90-second video on my Instagram. And something that's crazy is that I actually owned this exact copy at one point. I owned this exact card. So I love this card. I love this copy. It's PWCC eye appeal. I mean, look at this. So really, this is what you have right here. You have a card with that should probably be a 4 if it wasn't for the tiny mark on his forehead. If it wasn't for the tiny mark on his forehead, this card is absolutely a 4, in my opinion, anyways. So as long as you're okay with that, then this is an incredible card. I mean, great centering, great edges, great corners, and the beautiful thing about this card, right? The beautiful thing about this card, in my opinion, is you know I had the big image of it up just right now, but we have this thing where we're on the left side of the screen. Anytime anyone makes a bid, it pops up. So that's why I just backtracked and got out of that screen. So when you look at this card, one thing that makes me feel really good about this card is that the corners and the edges are not too sharp, right? They're not too sharp. Anytime something is too sharp, in the back of my mind, I'm always like, okay, this looks a little too sharp. This thing, though, no. This thing has, the bottom corner. I mean, all the corners are rounded, right? But they're just barely rounded. And like I said, phenomenal card. Whoever wins this is going to have an amazing card to add to their collection. What else can we say about Babe Ruth, the great Bambino? Lifetime batting average of 342, 714 career home runs. Over 2,800 career hits, 7-time world champion. I mean, the Babe, just can do it all. So the fourth card that we're looking at is this 1933 Gowdy Rogers Hornsby. And this is one of the few cards in the 33 Gowdy set that is actually a horizontal image and not a vertical image. So this is a PSA 5 right here. And, Rogers Hornsby, man, I mean, lifetime batting average of 358, 2,900 career hits, right? I mean, one of the best, absolute greatest hitters of all time. His career batting average is only he's only right behind Ty Cobb and Oscar Charleston. He also won 2 triple crowns and batted 400 more than 3 times in his career. What an incredible player. World Series champion, two-time MVP. And when you look at this card, I mean, the card just is very, very unique. Here he is fielding a ball. You can see a runner in the background. Like I said, it's a horizontal card, PSA 5. I mean, great coloring, great registration, great corners, great edges. Everything about this card just screams this is an amazing copy. So moving on, I am looking at the 1948 Bowman Yogi Berra PSA 5. PSA 5 at the time of recording this, 36 hours ahead of time. It is sitting at $1,025 right now. So this is not nicely centered, but it's not off centered or miscut in a way that it actually got a qualifier. So here we are. It's, right to left, it's looking probably 80-20, top to bottom, it's looking 70-30, but it's got great registration. I think we know these 48 Bowmans can be very difficult with the registration. So if you're looking for a GOAT, or if you're talking about a GOAT, it gets no better than Yogi. Yogi he was a player, he was a manager, he was a coach, 18-time All-Star, 13-time World Series champion. I mean, talk about being one of the greatest catchers of all time. And here is his rookie card right here. So this is going to make some collector very happy. The next card we're looking at is a 1952 Bowman Willie Mays. Centering leaves something to be desired. PSA 4, great image though, great clarity, great registration. Top to bottom though, the centering this is almost 90-10. And even right to left, we're looking at 80-20. So it definitely leaves something to be desired as far as eye appeal goes. But the 52 Bowman, kind of like the 52 Bowman mantle, it's like when you look at these two cards, just very, very, very undervalued, in my opinion. So when you can get a nice looking copy like this Mays is a nice looking copy. And if there's a chance that you can get this for under 2K, I can't imagine this goes for under 2K, but you never know. This would be a great looking copy. So next, this actually, I have this favorited. However, this mantle does not start until next week. So next, we're going to go to the 1953 Bowman color, Phil Rizzuto and Billy Martin. I've actually owned this card before, not this exact copy, but this card. And this is, I mean, if you're a Yankees fan, it does not get any better than this card right here. First of all, centering on it is decent. Top to bottom, it looks like it's probably 65-35, maybe 70-30. Right to left, it looks closer to 70-30. But you have Phil Rizzuto and Billy Martin, in one picture. And to really be able to say what Billy Martin and Phil Rizzuto meant to the Yankees cannot be understated. Phil Rizzuto, one of the absolute greatest shortstops of all time, and a Yankees shortstop. Okay, I think when you talk about iconic, legendary Yankee shortstops, I think it really starts with Phil Rizzuto. I think when you think about, shortstops for the Yankees, immediately we all go to Jeter. But let's talk about Phil Rizzuto real quick. Five-time All-Star, seven-time World Series champion. He won the AL MVP in 1950. And this card right here, like I said, a great color, great image, great registration. This looks like a photograph right here. It's what I love about the 53 Bowman color. It was such a step up in terms of what the image was for that time. And then you talk about Billy Martin, right? So Billy Martin, he's obviously been a manager, a player, a coach, all those things. But as a player, he played for the Yanks from 1950 to 57. And, he was a five-time World Series champion. And his number's been retired, right? Number one. The number one jersey for the New York Yankees has been retired by Billy Martin. So, at the time, he just was a great team, an iconic team. So next we have this 53 top Satchel Paige. Look at this, SGC 1.5, and this is sitting at the time of recording this. This is sitting at $370 right now, only $370. This is one of the most iconic baseball cards of all time, in my opinion. Very well appreciated by collectors. And Satchel Paige, he was, you got to figure. So he was born in 1906. So at the time of this picture in this card, he was already 47, 48 years old. So, he was a right-handed pitcher, and he was one of the most successful and iconic pitchers in the Negro leagues, right? And so he went all around the United States, playing, and teams took notice. So when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, obviously Satchel Paige was one of those guys who was going to make that cross and ended up debuting for the Cleveland Indians, so and to this day, so he was 42 years old when he made his debut in the major leagues. To this day, he's the oldest player to ever make a debut in the major league. So really cool. I believe he pitched in 5 different decades. So, when it comes and this is, he's got a couple earlier cards that are more iconic and are more valuable, but this card right here is just an incredible card and an incredible image. So moving on, we have this 55 Bowman Hank Aaron PSA 5 top 15% eye appeal. Whether you love or hate this set, this was, you look at this set and it looks like a television set, right? It looks like one of those old wood grain television sets. So whether or not you love this set or hate this set, it's an iconic set for better or for worse, right? And when you're talking about Hank Aaron here, Hank Aaron, one of the greatest players of all time, 25-time All-Star, World Series champion in 1957. He was the home run leader forever. Just so many accolades. I can't even name off all the accolades that he has, but lots of major league records that still hold to this day. 2,300 career runs batted in at the time. That was the record. 6,800 career total bases, 1,400 career extra base hits, inducted into the Hall of Fame in 1982, the year that I was born. And, just an incredible card. I mean, everything about this card looks great. Top 15%. You got to figure a card like this with this wood panel outline, with this wood panel, it's going to be very condition sensitive, and you can see some of the whiting going along the top. Anytime you have a dark border on a card, it's going to be very condition sensitive. So the last card that I am looking at is this 1956 Topps Jackie Robinson Whiteback PSA 6, top 30% for eye appeal. Incredible looking card. This is a beautiful, beautiful looking card. What can you say about Jackie Robinson that has not been said? The man is simply iconic, broke the color barrier, didn't have an overly long career, but won the NL MVP in 49, World Series champion in 55, was a part of those iconic Brooklyn Dodger teams. That just battled the Yankees for being kings of the city, basically. So when you look at this card, this is a beautiful copy. The centering on this thing, the centering top to bottom is 55-45. Right to left, it looks like it's like 52-48. And 56 Topps being one of the most iconic sets of all time, and you have this iconic image of him stealing home in the World Series right behind him the year before. Just an incredible, incredible card. I know I use the word iconic a lot, but I think that's because the cards that I pick to showcase are often some of the most iconic cards of all time. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll pick a card that I feel like might not, you know, get enough love in the hobby, something like this that's sitting at $54, but again, an iconic card. So here we go. That's about it, guys. James Lumen in the house says beautiful picture on that Yogi. James, I completely agree, man. Guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this. PWCC auction is ending Sunday, September 3rd. 10:30 p.m. East Coast time is when that auction begins, where that extended bidding begins. So get your bids in. Hope you guys enjoy this. Take care of yourselves and your collection. Have a good one.